Blunderbuss and percussion revolver at the Cumberland Island National Seashore. William Hovey Smith, 2012. I'm the author of Extreme Muzzleloading, and this is one of my interesting hunts.
I'm Hovey Smith, the backyard sportsman, and we are on Georgia's Cumberland Island doing a black powder hunt for deer and hogs. Well, as usual, I'm using a couple of outrageous guns, and among them is this long-barreled Cabela's Buffalo revolver that is made by Pieta. Now, this is an all-stainless steel gun, and it has been nitride coated, which provides an excellent non-reflective finish on all sorts of guns, including black powder percussion guns. Also, we are hunting with a 54 caliber Traditions Blunderbuss. Now, this gun is available from Sportsman's Guide as a kit gun, and I put it together, and so we're going to go out there and see if we can find us a deer or a hog to shoot with it, and or both.
And is the Cumberland Island National Seashore. Now, here is one of the 4 ferry boats loading up. That's my little pile of pitiful gear there. And this is hauled on board the boat and then transported, I'd say about 8 miles or so to the island. And here you see a more distant view of the boat with the stuff on the bow and also on top and inside. And about, say 40 to 80 people go out. Now, this is why these are called the Golden Isles, because the marsh grasses are golden. And here you see the marsh at full tide. And, of course, this is the ideal time to load up, as Georgia has 20-foot tides. Here we are at the dock at Plum Orchard. Now, this is one of several developed places on the island. This is part of the old Carnegie estates. There were several. Many of the Carnegie children had houses here, such as Plum Orchard. This is owned by the National Park Service and has been lovingly restored at the cost of some $2 million to date. Now, we camp out in the woods, and here's my little camp for one guy. Now, these camps can get quite elaborate indeed, with multiple tents, and oftentimes 5 or 6 people will move in and actually hunt together as a group. The island's vegetation consists of oaks and Spanish moss, and also very thick groves of palmettos in the swampy and lower areas. These palmettos hide many hogs. We go for deer. Now, this particular deer is a crossbow deer from nearby Ossabaw Island, and this is a pistol-hunted deer also from Ossabaw Island. Now, what we also hunt are wild hogs, such as this one. And this is a typical Georgia coastal hog. Now, he's a little bit on the smallish side, and they get up to about a maximum of 200 pounds. So some of these things are big. Well, this is obviously neither a deer or hog, but is an armadillo. Now, this island not only is overrun with armadillos, but it also has wild horses, which you may also not shoot.
Well, this is the end of our first morning's hunt at the Cumberland Island National Seashore. And we got off to a good start. Got here on the ground at our hunting spot, walked in about 3 miles or so, got up by first daylight. Even before I got the gun up, there were hogs coming in. So got blunderbuss, got it cocked, got it primed. Hog, right there. Shot and missed. No. So the hogs took off in a drove, and I checked the site and saw neither blood nor hair, nor did the hog squeal when it was shot. So, no, I just missed that one with blunderbuss. So now, it's a revolver's time. And it gets next shot at whatever shows up. Now, this is an area where we have good pine trees. Big pine cones, too. And I'm fortunate enough to get my tree stand well up a nice, tall, straight pine. And I can see in this open area about 40 yards all around me. To give you a panorama from the deer stand,
I'm up the tree now, and I'm about, say 25 feet up a pine. And rotating around, you can see lots of clear open area in front of me. And even better yet, right ahead in the far distance, you can barely make out perhaps some brown. That's the edge of a mud hole, and that mud hole has water in it. Wow. And it's been very dry here in central Georgia, so that water is important, and beasties will be coming to it. Now, continuing around my tree here, there's my tree. You see it similarly open on this side too. So I can shoot in both directions of an arc of almost 300 degrees. Now, this is about as good as deer stand hunting gets in this country.
I've just shot 2 hogs, which are actually on the ground in front of you. These 2 hogs came in, and they came from the opposite direction of the previous bunch. I took one, and the other one stood still, and so I shot it as well.
Well, we have 2 shots with the Revolver and 2 hogs dead. A sow, a good sized sow, and a little small one. So we're going to get these gutted out and hauled off up to the road about 2 miles away. And maybe we can get them picked up. And, well, maybe not. But at any rate, we got 2 beasties, and it's going to fairly well take us the rest of the day to fool with them. I'm not planning on coming back this evening. This is the largest of the 2 hogs taken from Cumberland Island with a Pieta 44 caliber revolver. It is a percussion gun, and it shoots a round ball, and the bullet actually hit mostly the head. And so I don't know exactly where entrance and exit is, but we'll find that out shortly. The hog weighs 100 pounds dressed, and I'm about to clean it. The interesting knife. This is a knife called a Saugfinger. Hog stabber in German. Well, this is my 3rd hog from Cumberland Island. Now, anyone can shoot these great big 200-pound hogs, but it takes real skill to get a small one. The reason you shoot hogs like this is that this is a hog elimination program. Any hog seen is to be killed, or should be, irregardless of size. This hog had already been orphaned. Someone had apparently shot the mother. So I saw it, and I went ahead and took it with a 44 caliber percussion Pieta pistol. So we're going to cook it and eat it. Yeah, sure are. We'll see if we can make a hoagie hog sandwich. It's dawn, and the last day of the hunt. We're breaking up camp right now. Each year, I add different elements to the hunt. Some things wear out, and some things are new. Well, my old sled here has about given up the ghost. I've repaired it before, but now it's breaking out at the back, and I'll repair it one more time, but poor thing, it's about done for. Woof. All right. Got new boots this year. Irish setters. This is their 2nd time out in the field. Took only this pair of boots with me. I'd broken them in on a previous hunt, and they did just fine. They're insulated with about 400 grams, and that was fine for this hunt. Also, we have a lantern from Thermosil. Now, not only is this a lantern, but it also has a Thermosil bug fighting unit in it. Yeah. So it also has a propane bottle and a little pad, and so this will keep your insects out of camp whilst also providing illumination. What? Yeah. And we used our hunting stool for the first time with the attached flap and the camo cover. So we got that done, and this worked very well. We used it in conjunction with a cushion. Folds up like this. Just hook it over the cushion. It does just fine. Actually, when I carry it, I do it like this so I don't have any white exposed for obvious reasons. All right. one more thing. A new knife from Marble. This is an old pattern knife, the D'Estaing, and it's named for a French admiral who fought on the side of the Americans in the American Revolution. Interestingly, this knife was very popular in Central Europe, also produced in England and in the U.S. by Marbles. And this particular knife is after the pattern made by Marbles and is so branded, by the way. It unfolds like this, so it can be used folded as a short-bladed knife like this, or extended as a fighting or stabbing knife. In Germany, this is known as a hog stabber, and indeed, we stabbed a hog with it. So it has been used for its namesake purpose.
This is my camp, ready to haul back to the boat. And as you see, I've got part of it on the sled, and this is one reason I have the sled, is it's just very useful for hauling stuff out. And you see my stand, and you see coolers. Okay, we're on the way back, and we're passing the Kings Bay Naval Station, which houses submarines. Now, they have some interesting vessels here, including what I assume to be a submarine tender called the Black Powder, which is particularly appropriate for the kind of hunt we're on, since this is a primitive weapon hunt. Now, there were some subs in residence. So here are two. One you can get a pretty fair view at, and this is what a modern submarine nuclear looks like. Well, a little different from the older models, which look like cigar tubes. And they even had a rainbow going out. So here it is, from horizon to horizon, over the naval base. So that's sort of prophetic. Now, as we approach St. Mary's, you see the stuff on the bow of the boat, and you see the dock, and here we are. We are very, very nearly home and completed with our hunt. Now, all my hogs are cut up and in one of these coolers.
I also have backyard deer hunting, crossbow hunting, and practical bow fishing, and all of these are also available as e-books.
Here is the info on the hunts. Stop it if you need to write it down. Goodbye, and God bless.